Good morning, everybody. Hopefully everyone had a great Easter, a great Passover. It's good to see you here on a beautiful spring day in what is the greatest city in America, and that is about to get even better. We are here to announce today the beginning of what I think will be a blueprint for the development of this community for the next 25 years. As many of you know, we have not had a master plan for our downtown and a master plan for the neighborhood surrounding our downtown, and we are here to begin that process today. This is an exciting time for us. As many of you know, we have, since we were elected a year ago, downtown and our urban core has been a priority for us from day one. And finding ways to connect the dots, if you will, to build on what has been invested in by many mayors who have come before me, and really to finish the work of the last 4 or 5 mayors, but not only just in downtown, but more importantly to the neighborhoods that connect to our downtown. Our downtown will never be alive, it will never be vibrant, it will never be fully engaged unless the neighborhoods that provide the energy and provide the people are also a part of this master plan. And so we are kicking off today what we are calling InVision Tampa. It is the beginning of a year-long process that is building on the work of the Urban Land Institute panel that we implemented about 8 months ago when we first came to office. We are starting this project right now as a result of a grant from HUD, the Housing and Urban Development Agency, which is allowing us to study not only the rail transit corridor running up Nebraska, but also they allowed us to expand this to do a large master plan that touches downtown and all of the neighborhoods around downtown. That includes Ybor City, it includes Channelside, it includes Tampa Heights, it includes the central core of downtown, and it includes the west bank of the river. Because ultimately, when I leave this office, and those of us that are here with me leave this office, I want that river to be the center of our downtown, not the western edge. And so part of that is the planning process. Thomas Edison said, good fortune is what happens when opportunity meets with good planning. And so what we are doing now is starting the beginning of that blueprint that I am absolutely convinced will provide the foundation for the development long after I am gone and this administration has finished. But most importantly, this is not a plan that is driven from the top down. This is a plan that's driven from the grassroots up. This is a plan where neighbors and neighborhoods are going to be fully engaged. We're going to go out and talk to people about what they want their future to look like. We're going to talk to them about the highways and the byways and what their neighborhoods look like at the street level and at the grassroots level, and talk to them about what they want this urban environment to look like. What are the amenities they need? How is it that they get to work? How can they live, work, and play in the same area? What it is that helps make their neighborhoods successful? What types of amenities do they need? What types of retail? What types of commercial development do they want? How do they want to fit into the larger picture of our downtown core? That is what will differentiate this plan from other plans. This is not a plan that will be driven by the consultants. This is a plan that will be driven by the neighborhoods and by the neighbors who live there. And so we are going to embark on a very significant outreach program using virtually every form of social media that we know of. There'll be charrettes, there'll be door-to-door visits, there'll be community organizations that will be engaged in this, there'll be community meetings. We want as much input as we possibly can. Because at the end of this day, I want people to buy into this. I want people to understand that this is their plan. This is not my plan. This is not the staff's plan. This is not the consultant's plan. This is the community's plan. And so we need your help. We need you to buy into this. We need you to get engaged, because without you, this is not going to work. We're going to be creating a living notebook. We are going to be using the internet more than it has ever been used before. We're going to be using social media to reach out to people. We are going to have a two-way conversation with the residents of all of the neighborhoods around our downtown. This, I think, will make a difference in how this plan emerges and whether or not it is a living, breathing object. We have today 2 of the folks that are going to be critically important to this. One of them is Tim Jackson from AECOM. AECOM is a worldwide consulting group that has done master plans for some of the greatest cities in the world and were selected to be a part of this. I wanted fresh eyes on this project. I didn't want the same old, same old. I wanted folks who had done this elsewhere in the world, who could bring the best and the brightest ideas to the table for Tampa, Florida. Following Tim will be George Walton, who is representing Parsons Brinkerhoff, and he will talk a little bit about the transit corridor, because ultimately when this is all said and done, I don't want us to be the only city in the country that does not have some type of light rail and some type of multimodal transportation. We have got to look at the future. We have got to look at those rail corridors. We've got to find ways to get people from the employment centers on the north all the way into our downtown environment where they can live, work, and play. You all hear me talk all the time about attracting those best and brightest kids. Well, those kids are going to be working at Moffitt Cancer Center. They're going to be working at USF. They're going to be working at the Alzheimer's Center up there. They're going to be working at all of the high-tech jobs that are being created out of the research that's flowing out of USF, but they want to live in downtown Tampa. We need to find a way to make that happen. So figuring out how those rail corridors connect to our downtown and our urban core is equally as important. So I'm going to turn this over to Tim right now and let him talk a little bit about it, and then he will turn it over to George, and then we will unveil the video that you will see shortly. Guys?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor. And I'm Tim Jackson with the firm of AECOM, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be working with the mayor, with the staff, with all the citizens in this InVision Tampa. We're leading a team of professionals and advisors based here in Tampa, well-versed in Tampa and its history and Tampa's communities, together with people who are experienced working in great cities across the globe. And we're happy to bring that to you. We're looking forward to exciting, creative, engaged civic involvement here as you, the citizens, create a plan for and a vision for the future of downtown, for the future of the neighborhoods of downtown, and at the top level, the future of Tampa in the global economy. I want to congratulate the mayor and congratulate the community on this endeavor, and we look forward to assisting you in creating a plan that is not only reflects your values, your visions, but that starts to be implemented right away, that each of us, our children and our grandchildren, will enjoy. George?
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, I'm George Walton with Parsons Brinkerhoff. I'm very excited to be part of this team and to be working on this transformative project. It's often a question that we ask ourselves when we begin these types of activities: what if this were our last chance to get it right? And if we pause and we use that question to guide us as we go through, build on the resources of our team as well as everyone that's out here listening to us this morning, how do we connect Tampa to places where we work, where we live, where we play, where we worship, all of those components that make our lives important? How do we look at how we move around? How do we look at the users and their needs and not look at a single type of transportation to answer all those questions is very important. And of course, it's all about the partnerships. It's the partnerships with the city, with the Department of Transportation, with THEA, with HART, with T-BARTA, and with the port, because all of these groups, along with ourselves, make up the users and the mix which create the needs which put us all here today. So collectively, we're excited to be here and to be part of this. And as the mayor said, this is not our plan. Our job is to follow the old adage, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, which means we should listen twice as much as we talk. So we look forward to working with you.
Now, bear in mind, this is one part of a 3-part strategy. You had the Urban Land Institute that came in and laid out a scenario for downtown. You have this AECOM study, and at the same time, in addition to the Urban Land Institute panel, the Urban Land Institute is helping us with a study of the West Bank. So all 3 of these studies are going to be layered on top of each other, and out of this will come the most comprehensive planning process that has ever taken place in our urban core. So Beth, go ahead, fire up.
Hi, I'm Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn, and I'm here today with a very important message. We want, actually we need, your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences, and your voice. With a keen focus on people, place, and progress, our city center and surrounding neighborhoods are brimming with renewed hope and energy. There's a feeling of great excitement from our neighborhoods in Tampa, Seminole Heights, and the west bank of the Hillsborough River, and throughout our downtown. We are seeing our Riverwalk hem our waterfront with an eclectic integration of business, community, history, nature, arts, and athletic activities. And we are welcoming new jobs, growing companies, and startups alike throughout our city. While we are working nearly night and day to put the right tools in place to create that city center that we've dreamed about for years. A city center that catalyzes prosperity and a high-quality life for all of Tampa and Hillsborough County. We must also be thoughtful, collaborative, and inclusive. We must do this right. And so today, we embark on our strategic master planning for the city center of Tampa. spanning from downtown to Ybor City on the east, Armenia Avenue in West Tampa, and north along historic Nebraska Avenue to Hillsborough Avenue. We are working with experts and thinkers with worldwide experience and insight. Over the next several months, we will come to you through online town hall meetings and social channels, as well as traditional neighborhood meetings, charrettes, walking tours, and one-on-one discussions. Please write us, call us, like us, tweet us, but most importantly, join us. Please help us InVision Tampa. Help us do it right, and help us get it done.